So, are we synced up or not? Because episode 2 has just started in the version I'm watching.
Is Franny singing?
Yes.
Okay, it didn't. I guess this is also edited together, so I didn't
Did you just click
realize.
play? Not.
No, it went.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm gonna try
So,
to rewind.
oh no, I think we're still synced up unless you want to
Okay,
pause.
no, that's fine. Um, I paused for a second, so we might be off by a second, but it should be fine. I just have to change the text. Maybe I won't put these up in 4 parts. I don't know. Uh, episode 2, part 2 is called "The Dreams." So just keep going into part 2 if you're watching it that way. And then Robert, what we'll do is after this part, we'll take like a 5-10-ish minute break because I know you probably need it. I will definitely need it.
It's fine because on this edit, it's unclear which cuts to black are commercial breaks and ends of episodes. Because I just saw the title card, I was like, oh, episode 2 started. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, I didn't see the title card. I'll have to keep an eye out for that.
Which is fine. I mean, it is edited together pretty seamlessly as just a long, epic movie.
Movie.
Movie. Slasher Fred just mentioned that the original Children of the Corn is one of the scariest openings with the kids on their rampage. Yeah, I still didn't see that one. I know it doesn't have a great reputation, but that opening sounds pretty awesome. Like
You who
everyone
won't
says that
shut
movie
up
starts
about the
strong.
remake hasn't seen the
Well,
original.
that's no,
What are you
that
showing me
remake is
here?
horrible,
God, it's so weird to me that Children of the Corn has like a bazillion entries.
and not one directed by Mike Flanagan. Just give him one, and he'll make the
Well,
good
what's
one.
even funnier is I had that book. I never read it, but I had that book. It's like a 300 page. It's like a 200-page novella. How did they make 7 of them?
Maybe can Mike Flanagan turn that into generational trauma and just make an epic 10-episode miniseries out of it? Why not?
He probably
Let him go
could.
ham.
It's also weird to see Molly Ringwald with dark hair.
Yeah.
You guys ever watch the movie Jawbreaker? William Catt and PJ Souls from Carrie have a small cameo as Elizabeth Purr's parents. I don't
Oh,
know what that
cool.
movie
I've
is.
not seen that.
Just because I typically see Molly Ringwald with red hair.
Yeah.
The redheaded erasure it continues, damn it. I will not stand for this.
Okay. As much as we hate Harold and as awful as he is, she also kind of sucks in this scene. She leads him on way too much, but is also like, I don't care if we're the last two people on Earth. I'm not interested in you. It's like there's a more delicate way to say that.
Yeah. To be fair, her dad just died.
That's
Like
true.
he's picking an awful time to do this.
That is true. Oh no. He's talking about riding a motorcycle. That is foreshadowing. Yeah, so they just mentioned her boyfriend we didn't see that she's not with anymore. I completely missed that on my first viewing.
Well, to be fair, this is a lot.
It's like just take your time, man. She'll get interested. Harold also becomes way more fun to watch when he turns evil.
Yeah, because he's
I like
like
that Harold way more.
he they do this really impressive way of capturing what this guy thinks a badass is, and it's just kind of pathetic.
Oh, we'll get there.
And it's funny. What I like about this is because I do like the best friends trope, but I like the subversion of this where the best friend is kind of an asshole.
Like the bad, like the nice guy who ends up being an asshole. But I don't care what you say. She is leading him on bad here. This is like she just said we're just friends and is now playing romantic music and just laying her head practically in his lap. Unless normal friends just do that. Like
Okay, but
she
to be
knows what she's doing.
fair, she's in an emotionally vulnerable state,
Okay, her dad just died. Whatever.
and she
Get over it.
trusts him.
Hmm.
That doesn't mean that she wants to sleep with him.
She is she is partially at fault for his evil turn. The horrible things he does. And I'll stand
Why
by
do you
that.
always have to blame the women and the children? They're like animals.
And I hate them. But shots like this are really nice. There's just a lot of good scenery and establishing shots. Again, they went big with this. Oh god. Oh, that poor fake dead horse. Oh no. Now Kareem is dead. At least he made it to the second episode.
Bastards. They killed Kareem.
And hey, look, another new character. Sure, she'll be fine.
She won't at all put the group in danger.
Or she is the danger. Though, joking aside, Nadine is actually one of the standouts for me. I think this character, even as over the top as she is, I do think she's really well cast because this actress has to cover a wide range of emotions and sides to this character. Because you see so many different shades of this character throughout this whole mini series up to the very end. And I do like this casting a lot. I think she kind of. The problem is that the devil wants to bang her. You bastards. You killed Kareem. At least he still has that bell. This does make me really want to watch that HBO series, The Leftovers, because everyone says it's great. And that has a similar setup, except that's more like literally the Rapture, where it's just millions or billions of people just disappear. and then like what the hell do we do now? And I've heard it's very complex and does a great job exploring its characters just in the aftermath of that event.
Ian hated the Invincible finale, so I'm sure it's great.
Dude, I'm so far behind on Invincible. I'll probably just like restart at the beginning at this point. I've seen season one once, and that was like 2 years ago.
But to your point, I do like this actress that plays Nadine. I've never seen her in anything else that I can think of.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen her much. It did take me a while to notice. Oh, her hair's going gray. I assume that's from the book, because then her hair is very gray later on, and I can't
Yeah,
tell if she's always
I'm
wearing a
pretty
wig
sure
or if
that
they just
is.
dye it earlier.
They take it a step further in the remake. Once Amber Heard like succumbs to what's his
Oh
name,
no.
her hair is just white, and like her face is all like sunken in, and like she's in real bad shape. And I'm like, what are we doing?
Slasher Fred, I have not seen Haven.
I haven't either, unless he means that sci-fi show.
I had
I
girl.
saw like the pilot; it was okay. Oh, apparently she's in Veronica Mars. I have seen that show.
Oh.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, she's probably in like a bunch of 90s things. Oh, she also had a recurring role in Insight on NCIS, because of course she was. You
Oh, she's in an
can't.
episode of Batman Beyond.
That's awesome.
Random.
Look, you can't be a 90s actor or character actor and not once ever appear in one of those crime shows, either as a lead or a supporting character. It's in your contract. You
Oh,
have to do one of those at some point.
oh, she's in that show Barry. I've been meaning to watch that.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I've heard that show's great. So I need to watch it.
Slasher Fred points out that this movie also has a very young Shawnee Smith. That is correct. I
Yeah,
had a weird
who.
experience where I saw this as a kid, but I didn't know who that was. So then I saw the Saw movies, and then I went back to this. I was like, so now I don't know if I know her from this or if I know her from Saw, and then I saw her in this.
And of course, she's one of the leads in the Blob remake from the 80s, which she's
Yeah.
great in. Very underrated final girl. Ah, this poor guy.
Bastards.
Don't do it.
Don't think it, don't say it.
Meanwhile, Trash Can Man, Matt Frewer, other 90s character actor,
Yeah. He's in,
who
I'm pretty sure he's in the Dawn of the Dead remake.
probably he's also in an episode of Batman the Animated Series. He is Sid the Squid, which is a great episode. The man who killed Batman. And he's in Zack Snyder's Watchmen.
And Zack's, yes, he is in Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. As, as memorable character Frank.
Okay, so this maybe makes more sense in the book. So we established really early on that this guy is like a pyromaniac who likes exploding things, which is gonna be really important for the finale. It plays kind of like a Deus Ex Machina, where so we established that Randall Flagg wants this guy, but then it backfires really badly, and I'm not sure yet if that's like good writing or not, or if that's earned.
One of the unfortunate things about this setup and the metaphor of good versus evil is how much of this is predetermined that evil's own ego will get the better of him, and how much of this is Stephen King going, I don't know.
Right. Well, because there is also they talk a lot about like God's plan in this. And there is a bit of Lord of the Rings here where Gollum is extremely instrumental in the destruction of the ring, but the other characters can't possibly know that because they can't, see the future or see how AA gets to be. That might be what they're going for here, because the theme in Lord of the Rings I really like is that good may not always win over evil, but that evil will always destroy itself inevitably. Which is the theme I really
I
like,
think
which is
there's some of that
maybe what
here.
keep. And I think that is what he's going for. It just plays more clunky to me. Like I don't
Well,
know.
and I
There's
know
some
the
about the
ending.
execution that's a
The
bit off.
ending, especially in the book, is debatable.
I mean, it's setup and payoff. I'll give it that. The problem is our protagonists like aren't even aware of this guy. Like they have no part in this story, and maybe that's what the problem is.
Are you saying this is not a well written masterpiece?
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Robert, this is the series that they beat the bad guy with the literal hand of God. No, that's what I'm saying though. I don't know how much of this is well, this is kind of predetermined fate, like Lord of the Rings or Star Wars, and how much of this is Stephen King just going, ah.
Don't call me trash can man.
I do remember reading in the book it playing more like once everything starts to crumble, it is kind of Flagg's own ego. But we'll see how it plays in this.
There's that crow again.
We love the crow.
Okay. She has an outhouse? Really? I get that she's like over 100 years old. She can't have indoor plumbing? Come on, Stephen King. Also, who cleans that?
Don't think about it. Be fair. If I'm playing devil's advocate, you gotta remember this is in the 90s and she's out in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know for sure that everybody in the middle of nowhere has moved to indoor plumbing yet.
I'm pretty sure the majority have at this point. But that's part of the awkward thing about this set is initially you think, oh, this is just a dreamlike place. It's not real. But then we find out, no, this is a real place. And people are going, I'm like, oh,
Okay,
okay.
so I'm going to continue to play devil's advocate. According to Google, 1% of homes lacked complete plumbing facilities by the 90s. We have found the 1%.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, God. I don't know how we survived without indoor plumbing. Even the outhouses you see at like
Spoiler,
park,
many didn't.
even like the outhouses that we have now for like public places and shit. I don't want to go in there.
Oh,
It
No, I avoid those
smells.
whenever I can.
And oh god, I'd rather die. That's being a little hyperbolic, but still.
Well, at least J.K. Rowling gave you the lore of how the Wizarding World handled that stuff.
Did it? Did
You
she?
know about Oh yeah, that was like one of her Twitter things. Like, oh, by the way,
Oh, I
back,
remember. Wasn't it just like they don't wipe or something?
yeah, because they just use magic to, and it's like, stop.
No,
No one is asking about
that's
this.
not world building. You suck at world building. Like, did you know that there's R's who are like the police cops, and then there's hit wizards? But according to the fan wiki, hit wizards are just security guards. But you would think with hit wizard, that'd be like, oh, those are the assassins or like the spies. No, we don't get that.
Oh, she's still talking. Back to my guitar. So this is probably a good place to talk about the Mother Abigail of it all. I think played wonderfully by Ruby Dee. She is really good in this role. One thing that is a little divisive about the story, or at least dated, that I think is fair to acknowledge is this is a trope that Stephen King's done a few times now that is inherently outdated. That uh, and it's a trope that goes well beyond him. We don't need to dwell on it too long, but the idea of like this magical old mentor black character who guides the white protagonists. Like, I'm not saying that's a problem here. It's just worth addressing because it's a thing King's done a few times, and he's probably done it enough.
Maybe he was so woke.
Yeah, it's a thing that goes back. Like you got Dick in The Shining. There's another. Oh, and then of course, Coffee in The Green Mile.
Yeah, but he's not really a mentor.
Yeah, it's different, but it
He's
falls into
a
that trope.
straight
And
up
I
Jesus allegory.
sure. But what both that and this have in common is that the magical black character in question dies. And at least in this, it's less distracting since she's 106 years old. So yeah, it's gonna
To
happen.
be fair, at least, well, Dick doesn't die in the book.
Right, right.
And with Coffee, that's the point of the
That's the
tragedy of.
point. It is a tragedy. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not gonna dwell on it. It's just worth addressing that this is a
Now I
controversial
want to
trope.
watch The Green Mile, god damn it.
I love that movie, but that's another one where even aside from the I don't want to say controversy, just not everyone's a fan of that story for fair reasons, but that's one we can leave alone. I think the movie's great. I love it.
No,
We don't need
don't
to
do
touch
it.
that again.
Don't do it. Michael Clark Duncan is perfect in
He's
that
great.
movie. But no, I that might be my favorite example of that trope, just because in a way it subverts the trope because he's not a mentor. If
Mhm,
anything, he's the one that needs help,
mhm.
and like it's such a simple frame job. It's not some conspiracy. It's just he was in the wrong place at the wrong time trying to help.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, on the set of Terminator 2,
Yeah, that's good. I do like this guy as Randall Flagg. I think he is good. He's just like I don't know if he's like a smidge too old for what they're going for. He's got kind of a dad bod. I don't know how to feel about that. Again, he performs it well, so it's fine. I just feel like this character is written to be maybe a slightly younger than this guy looks, and that wig's not great, so that doesn't help. But I do like him though for our first on-screen Randall Flagg.
yeah, he's got this charisma.
Mm. Are you surprised? Like that he doesn't pop up in more things after this, or at least I haven't seen him in anything after this until Arrow.
Yeah, I
For some
am
time.
because I remember watching Arrow. I'm like, I know this guy. I know this guy. Who is this? It's like, oh,
Who
he's
is that
still acting.
guy?
What have you done?
And I because this is kind of the big one of Stephen King's big characters, they were looking at a lot of more A-list names for this before deciding to settle on more of an unknown. I do think they made the right call there. Of
Yeah,
all the
his name
big
is
characters from
Jamey
this,
Sheridan.
like I said, I do like him in this, and I think going more unknown was a good choice for this role.
Mm-hmm. He's done some like soap opera appearances. Oh, he is in Law and Order: Criminal Intent. That is
Of
the
course,
only
he is.
law. Apparently, he's a main role though, not just a one-off. That is the
Good
one
for
I'm
him.
most curious about because it has the most insane cast for a Law and Order show. Do you know about this one?
Nope.
Uh, that is the one with Vincent D'Onofrio as one of the
Oh,
main
okay. Yeah, I knew he
cops,
did one of those.
and
Yeah,
then he leaves and is replaced by Jeff fucking Goldblum.
that's amazing.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum was on Law and Order for a while. And if I remember correctly, I want to say Vincent D'Onofrio plays like one of those kind of gifted cops where he's quirky and
Yeah, we think of him as, the kingpin now, but he doesn't always play big, strong guys. He also will often be quirky weirdos.
no, the
He
thing
is a
I think of
character
him most,
actor.
as much as I love Daredevil, is Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, that's a big one. And the first thing I ever would have seen him in would have been Men in Black, where he's the main bad guy.
Yeah, is this better? But that is him in Law and Order CI. So I remember seeing commercials for it. I don't know how I know this much about this specific Law and Order show, but there is something really funny about seeing Jeff Goldblum in a fucking Law and Order show. Oh, I guess it must have been they must have done a like a overhaul because he's with a different actress. Huh.
Yeah, a lot of those shows keep going with radically different casts.
Yeah, and that's one of the things where I'm like, who cares? Like if I'm watching a show, it's for those characters. You can't just get me attached to someone because Vincent D'Onofrio is there for 7 seasons, and then he leaves. But
That's actually just in the show.
it looks like it's only for a season. Goldblum comes in, and then D'Onofrio comes back. What are we doing?
What are we doing? Crime shows. I will say their bipolar relationship is weird.
Oh, him and Nadine.
Yeah.
So it makes a little bit more sense in the book because they do have a kind of a good relationship, except he's kind of an asshole and she's having those dreams from Flagg that's tempting her. I think that's what
Mhm.
they're going for here, but they kind of tone down how much of an asshole he can be until he needs to be an asshole.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so Vince, yeah, so I because I'm still on this page, I just looked it up. Yeah, so D'Onofrio is playing that whole like he's weird and people don't understand his methods, but he usually gets the job done type, which would be interesting to see because I don't think I've seen him play anything like that.
Yeah, most of the relationship is just them yelling at each other.
Yeah. I didn't realize he was 65.
Yeah, he's getting up there. Just go, man. Stop yelling. And now we're in a spooky tunnel. Oh my god. Those are some gnarly corpses.
Have you ever seen that GIF of Daniel Radcliffe from the first movie, but they like photoshopping a gun into his hand?
Yeah. Yes, I
Okay,
have.
so I don't know if I'm just blind, but because I just sent that to somebody, and I just noticed he has a fucking adult hand. Like the hand is as big as his head.
Yeah, he's a wizard. Wizards have big hands. I don't know.
Now I want to watch Men in Black. See that movie in a bit.
Yeah, same.
I watched that movie
I,
religiously as a kid.
I loved it. I love that first one, and I
I never liked two. I thought two was boring as shit. Uh,
two
and
is
then I
not
saw
good.
three once, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, three's fine. I just never go back to it.
And then when they announced four, I was like, nope. Starring the
I
two
never
people
saw it.
from Thor Ragnarok. No.
Do you? Well, I guess Will Smith's back to making more stuff. Do you think we might legacy sequel it at this point?
I'm shocked we haven't already.
I mean, I like three fine, but I guess I'd be okay with that. Just make a proper sequel to that first one. What that two is one of the worst examples of a sequel just completely undoing the ending of a first one for the sake of getting back to status quo.
Yeah. Oh, hey, you know that big emotional goodbye, and like Will Smith is now the lead in Men in Black. Men in Black. No, we undid all that.
And this scene's still going.
I like the lighting here.
Yeah, it's nice and spooky. Creepy tunnel. Oh, hey, they're reunited. No good. That's a sign of a healthy relationship when you accidentally shoot your partner. Like, so I get what we're going for with this relationship. It just feels like it's escalated really quickly. And now that they're reunited, it's like, well, that was a whole lot of pointless. But it is just nice when you have scenes like this shot for real. Because if they made this now, or probably in the 2020 version, you'd have like two cars and then everything in the background is just green screen.
So you mean the stay in
Yeah.
2020?
Yeah.
I don't
I
actually
mean,
know if
here,
that's how they do that, but
I mean, they're granted in the shot like that is partially matte painting, but you can still tell that those are at least mostly real cars. Yeah, this guy's having a moment. So I'm not gonna say they're bad, but how much do you care for these title cards of the locations and dates? Because I never keep track of where anybody is.
I don't.
It's like, meanwhile in
I
Massachusetts, meanwhile in Maine.
I
I'm like,
can
I,
kind of
I don't
keep
know.
track based on like what storyline we're in,
Right.
but I'm not keeping track of this person is in like Massachusetts.
And probably scared of my very real. Don't worry, it's fake. I assure you. And oh my god, we have a talking dog. So also, because we established that the virus wipes out most of the animals, some dogs are immune. That's interesting.
Yeah, but don't really get like the flu, right?
No, he just said that most of the pets and stuff were wiped out
Oh,
too,
that's
but
strange.
this one's still alive. Yeah. And oh my god, TV friendly love scene. Sir, this is the part when you take your pants off. Have you done this before? Yeah, this is the one of the few scenes where he's acting like a real jerk, but I can't tell if I'm supposed to think he's a jerk. I don't know whose side
Like
I'm supposed to be
they're
on
having
here.
sex,
Well,
trying to.
he's like, well, he's pushing it, and now she's resisting.
Well, Robert, this is called foreshadowing because then she's gonna go off to the wilderness and Robert Flagg, Randall. Yeah, Robert, what have you done? No, Randall Flagg is gonna turn all demony, and then she's gonna go, "Oh my God, no!"
I should have had sex with that other guy. That would have been way better. I know I do like this through line of the dreams, and some people's dreams are drawing them to Mother Abigail, and other people's dreams are drawing them to Flag. Like I do like that as a concept. It might have been a more interesting thing to explore with people getting pulled one direction but then going the other way. Um, having a bit because, like you said, this is a very good versus evil story at the end of the day. But there's some more gray area I think you could have explored with some of the side characters. And this guy needs to put on a shirt. Mother Abigail's like, "Oh, good, I've been waiting for you." And oh my god. She can't resist that dad bod. It's too powerful. Now, this is very like vampire coded, right? Like the seduction side of it. Do you think that's partially what King's probably riffing on with
Yeah,
this character?
or like temptation with sin.
Mm, mhm. And I think King has said that Flagg's like one of the best characters he's made, or came up with something kind of modern and fresh and original.
I do think Flag is one of the best villains like of all time.
And oh no, she left him again. God damn it, Nadine. And oh my god, whoever's in this town is a fucking lunatic. Who's it gonna be? The voice of Patrick? And oh no, it's the 4th of July. The aliens are attacking John.
God, no, no, no! Wait, 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 wait!
And then that also does occur to me that Independence Day comes out just a couple years after this, and that also has a similar vibe of like this nationwide story of all these other all these characters we're following in different places converge during an apocalyptic event. I wonder if that's coincidental. So I'm not going to call this character offensive, but it's riding that edge. It's on the line.
It's one of those things where it's like you understand that it was written, in the '70s. That was okay then. I wouldn't want to change it because that feels offensive to the source material. But maybe
Hmm.
make it a more period piece. I don't know. I don't know because like I do
And
like this dynamic. You know.
it, I like his performance. He does make the character likable, and to his credit, it's not too over the top. Like we've seen worse. We've seen much worse, especially in this era. So to their credit, it is a bit more restrained. And then as strap in for the charades segment of the movie. It's just these two characters figuring out how to communicate for like 10 minutes.
M-O-O-N. That spells Robert.
No, it doesn't. Shut your mouth.
I don't know where King got that. Like, what is with the moon?
The twist at the end is he's a werewolf. Like
That'd
when
be
the moon is
amazing.
full.
Because I don't think King has ever done a werewolf like book.
That's a good question.
I
Like
know
maybe a short story?
a cat person sleepwalker movie
Yeah.
that's kind of werewolfy. Oh, and isn't he the one? Didn't he have something to do with Silver Bullet?
Oh yeah. I haven't seen it, but I always forget about Silver Bullet. Okay.
No, I do like his performance here.
Like I said, he is likable.
He he kind of reminds me of what like a lesser version of Tom Hanks's Forrest Gump.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, the funny thing about Forrest Gump is, of course, he's incredibly talented and gifted in other areas, and that's where part of the humor comes from, where he does turn out to be like this extraordinary person. This guy just kind of gets lucky. He doesn't really prevail in insurmountable odds as much as just that. It just kind of works out because it's God's plan or whatever. But yeah, Silver Bullet comes out in 1985. It's based on the Stephen King novella Cycle of the Werewolf, and it's written by King, so it is one of his scripts that he adapted, and
Oh, okay.
I should check it out.
I'd love to see what his
I
take
always
on
forget about it.
werewolves is.
Are these two gonna get a room or what? Like you said, though, I do like these two together. The next 6 hours are just this.
Not even plot, just him staring at Nick like that.
And oh my god, now they're stealing bikes. I wonder who they're gonna go see. There is some stuff that I think you could trim out early on where it's like, I get it. Everyone's going to see Mother Abigail. We could probably speed this up a little. Rob Lowe's like, oh my god, this guy's a psychopath. Why are they riding bikes? What is this? A Stephen King movie? Oh, there's that corn. And why is Gary Sinise naked? I have so many questions. Why does he look like he's in a Goosebumps cover?
Thank you.
Oh my god, rats. Things are getting spooky. Dutch angle. Now, I will say with Randall Flagg, I think he is more effective in the first half when we only get glimpses of his evil form, like the red eyes. You know, they're kind of cheesy, but we don't linger on it. Yeah, it's only little flashes. In the back half, when we start sticking on that makeup more and do the morph effect, that's the stuff that looks rough. That has not aged well. Randall Flagg's a lot less scary when he has a goofy demon face mask on. And why is Gary Sinise gonna talk this old guy into leaving? This looks pretty comfortable. Screw the world, just stay here, you idiots. She's 106 years old and still makes her own bread. What is she, stupid? Just buy it at the store, you idiot. And this is where we get Harold in his try hard, cool outfit. What are you wearing? What are those pants? What am I looking at? What are you showing me? Come on. Like I said, he's over the top, but he is a standout. He does a good job selling this twist from dweeby, weird, nice guy to evil monster. He is fun to watch later. And it is really funny that Harold's like, no, no, we can't. He's gonna steal Molly Ringwald away from me. I know exactly how this is gonna play out, and it does. God, he's such a tryhard.
I like doing like, what? What you thought about, kid?
Again, this probably plays weirder in the book if Stu's like 35 and if she is like 18. But I don't know. I haven't read it. Like, dude, he's got a hammock. Just stay here. You're gonna live. I can guarantee that this guy would have a better quality of life if he just stayed here than going to see Mother Abigail. Because I know how this is gonna end for him, and it's not well. Don't go. He's such an asshole. Leave Gary Sinise alone.
And I think it is with the remake too, because their Franny looks really young, and of course, then you have
Hmm.
James Marsden.
Yeah. That's weird. Do you like my Terminator cosplay? It's been working on it for
Yes.
a while. I do like this scene though of Harold insisting on going to check out the CDC and then just vomiting. Although I've seen lots of different takes on the CDC, this just looks like a random building on a studio backlot. This does not scream government lab research facility to me. Like that just looks like a hotel. That doesn't look like the Center for Disease Control. Meanwhile, in Kansas, oh no, Patrick Starr's sick. And to their credit, it looks like they did film this in a few different states, like California, Utah, Colorado. And then they did actually film in Vegas for a little bit. So credit where credit's due. And here's Shawnee Smith, maybe the most unlikable character in the series. She's great though. Like she's very over the top, but in a good way. She's so awful.
I like her as in that kind of same role as Nadine, where she's temptation for one of our
Mm-hmm.
protagonists. It is a little weird that all of them are males that have to be uh, tempted by females. Like, can we switch it up a little bit here?
Yes. Although to be fair, eh, Nick, you could spare a couple minutes. Probably fine. But she just so captures just this crazy energy. Yeah, it's very over the top, but in a fun way. Nick, you can't call him that. But this is why she's really evil, because she's horribly intolerant for some reason. It's also just fun because we've now seen Shawnee Smith in a few things, and this role is so different from how I'm used to seeing her.
Yeah, and I mean it's even different than like the Blob, where she's just kind of like a small town girl.
Mhm. Even Amanda in Saw is probably a more likable character than this chick. This chick has no redeeming
You haven't
qualities.
gotten to Saw 3 yet. Hold off until we get to Saw 3.
Mm, well, she's probably in the right. I mean, John Kramer's the hero of those movies, so she's probably fine. He doesn't feel things the way we do. I don't think that's how that works. I think you're just a horrible person.
Yeah, she is a
Oh my
little
god,
over the
just
top. And by a little, I mean a
one
lot.
At what point do you just kill her? Like, just put a
To be
bullet in her,
fair,
pull a bullet in her head. It's fine.
that's funnier. You just smack the shit out. And then, of course, in the remake, this is Catherine McNamara or whatever her name is.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
haven't gotten to that in the remake, so I don't know
Haven't
how
seen
that
it.
goes. All I
That
know is
wouldn't
she
be my
has
first
pink
choice.
hair.
That's so cruel, though. We don't need you, bitch. Like, just go. And I mean, I don't blame him, but it's like, oh god, this escalated so quickly. Ugh, what a day. Why are we still here?
Why are we still here just to suffer? So the one question I have about this guy and his performance is how old is he supposed to be?
Yes.
Because he looks like he's in his 40s.
Which isn't inherently wrong. Like, there are mentally slow people who are very childlike, even in their older age. But then with Rob Lowe as Nick, like, yeah, I don't. Is he 18 or 30? Like, I don't know. And now she has a gun. Oh, ho, ho. Okay, so this does kind of pay off because she will recognize the other one later, but it's not as big of a payoff as you'd expect. She's just gone for a while and then shows up like 2 hours later. It's like, oh, she's back. So many bike riding shots. But something I was gonna mention earlier, this guy, the other guy, Tom, who's mentally challenged, he does remind me a little of Lenny from the classic book of Mice and Men, which was probably an influence on King when he wrote this. But then just a couple years prior to this, Gary Sinise directs and stars in a movie version of Mice and Men, which is really good. Have you ever seen that or read that book? It's a good
I don't even
story.
know what that's
John
about.
Malkovich. Well, John Malkovich plays a very mentally challenged character, and he's buddies with Gary Sinise's character. It's just a little drama, a very a very tragic American drama. But yeah, Gary Sinise directed and starred in a version, and it's really good. He also did recorded an audiobook of it, and I listened to that when I was in high school in one of my English classes.
Oh,
Yeah, Gary Sinise does lots
That's
of
probably
cool,
something I would have
interesting
gotten to
things.
at school at some point. But I didn't finish high school, so.
Yeah, you're one of them.
Oh God,
Can't
you're one
believe
of
I
them.
can't believe I'm close with a high school dropout.
Hey, I got my GED. Fuck you.
And obviously, this is an apocalyptic thing in general, but again, feels very Walking Dead, having just all these characters spread out and then not knowing if they can trust other people. But we're now addressing that, where there's very few survivors left, and they don't know if they can trust them. So the little moments like this, I do like. This guy they meet. The lesson of the story here, kids, is that if a strange man in a truck offers you a ride, you say yes.
That is true. I saw the Hitcher.
That would be amazing if these two guys ran into Rucker Hour and we took a real left turn. So I can't tell. Is he singing his own song here or just something random? Because you said this was a big part of the book.
I still remember the lyrics, so when he gets to the chorus, I will know it.
Oh my god, we're still introducing new characters. Why is this kid mute? What is he, stupid? Oh god.
Okay, so I could not tell because they didn't play the lyrics that I know, but I have to assume either that's an original song or something he just came up with on the fly.
So this lady will become his love interest later, and we skip over a lot of that. It was some kind of trash can man. Oh god, he doesn't look too good. I wouldn't be surprised if
Fine, it's fine.
I think that may have got them that Emmy though for makeup because this guy, Trash Can Man, like his deterioration over the course of this thing is very impressive, and I think some of the real standout makeup here, just all the blisters and burns and shit he gets from being out in the sun. Ma'am, you're too old to be doing this. You need a servant.
Am am I the only one? Does it look like she's maybe got some old age makeup on to
Oh,
make her
she
look
she definitely does.
okay? It's not just me.
Sometimes it looks good, sometimes it's
I
weird.
think they get
'Cause
too close sometimes.
yes, definitely, especially at the end. Because this actress I think was like in her 70s or so. So like she is older, but yeah, they definitely kicked on some makeup to make her look 100. Oh my god, don't kiss her. I'm gonna keep an eye on this blonde lady because I think she dies later, and I don't remember how.
Is
Some
he
of
one of the
these,
ones killed in the explosion?
I guess.
Because the explosion is weird. Because it feels like it's just to get some of the supporting characters that he doesn't have a plan for out of the way. Well, and this also raises that question of like, if this is fate and like these are the chosen ones of the light, what the fuck are these kids gonna do?
They gotta repopulate the Earth. They're the next generation.
No, no,
I don't
no! Wait, wait, wait! I don't like that.
It's fine. We're not at it yet. Stephen King hasn't gone there.
He just needs some more coke. It's fine.
And this does stand out as a very like pro faith message from King when the vast majority of his religious characters are awful hypocrites.
Well, what I think
That
is
is
interesting is he's never harsh on religion, more so
right.
religious figures.
Religious fanatics
Yeah.
is what he's critical of, which is fair.
Like my favorite is probably The Mist, uh,
Oh yeah,
with that awful lady who had to be an inspiration for Bev from
yes, like she's just
Midnight
that character from
Mass.
Midnight Mass. Yeah. Now, this stuff, I'm curious if it's elaborated on in the book because we kind of pay some lip service to it and then move on. But the idea that some people are like, well, I don't believe that this evil Randall Flagg guy exists. That doesn't really go anywhere.
That I don't remember. I remember the first half of the book better because that's the stuff I really love, where it's just these characters on a trip, trying to figure out what the hell they're doing. The population has died.
Mhm. Put on a shirt, you whore.
Who are you talking to? I like this line where he's like, "I don't believe in God," and she just kind of laughs and it's like, "Yeah, but he believes in you."
Mhm. Yeah, and those are themes I wish we explored
Okay,
a little
you are a
more.
couple seconds ahead of me because I just got to what you were reacting. Like,
Yeah.
what the
Well,
fuck are
and
you talking about?
it would have been interesting though to explore kind of deeper characters with different religions, or in his case, atheists, just trying to figure out this weird thing, and then eventually this common enemy. I like that type of story, and that's the thing that Flanagan plays with a lot, especially in Midnight Mass.
Mhm.
And now that I've seen this, I'm like, oh, okay, so Midnight Mass isn't just Salem's Lot. I can also see a bit of this now in Midnight
It is,
Mass.
it is kind of everything that King has ever said about religious figures or religion diluted down into its purest like form
Mhm.
of you're gonna feel bad, but you're also gonna think a lot.
Yeah. And again, this story has so many King tropes, like the unexplained psychic characters and the evil monster.
Yeah, I don't know how Mother Abigail sends messages to their dreams.
Yeah, and then later we're gonna do a thing with Gary Sinise's character with Stu, where he starts getting premonitions and stuff that doesn't really go anywhere. It's just a thing he can do. Like, all right. So are Mother Abigail and Stu gonna, or it's not Stu, Nick, are they gonna hook up or what?
No, no, no. Wait, 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 wait. This isn't that kind of movie, Robert.
Don't ride in the back of a truck. That's dangerous.
You know, I'm gonna be that guy. It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. I did it when I was a kid.
I also, I don't know. I think people kind of sometimes oversell how dangerous that can be. Like if you have a driver that's doing it responsibly.
Yeah. No, her house that didn't have indoor plumbing.
That is very much a sign of the '90s. So I feel like that was the last generation that did that. Nowadays, you tell a
Dude,
kid, "Hey, you want to ride in the back of the truck?" They're probably like, "What?"
what? Yeah. No, and I mean it was just normal. Like my mom talks about all the time, like just getting in a truck, back of a truck with friends, going down to to the beach and shit. Just
Yeah.
doing whatever. I had friends like I remember riding in the back of a truck a few
Okay,
times when
so
I was a
let me
kid, and
ask you
that's just
this:
not a thing anymore.
Is the villains or evil settling in Las Vegas too on the nose?
That's debatable. And again, maybe they do dive more into it in the book because this is a TV miniseries that can't go to those super adult places. But it really does feel like just a backdrop. Like we don't really explore themes of greed or lust here. It's like it's just kind of where they're hanging out. We don't see a lot of the seedy shit that's going on.
To be fair, there isn't
But
much of seedy shit left. They're all dead. They stayed the course, Robert. They are all dead.
this shot's great. And he's like, I'm saved. And like I said, they did shoot some of this in Vegas for real. It is really impressive.
Yeah.
It doesn't, even if we had a big budget, doesn't seem like the thing you'd put a lot of effort into if you made this now. Where it's like, no, just do all shoot it all on green screens. It's fine. You don't need to go to real locations. Yeah, and this is where I get a little confused because they talk about Flag having like this grand plan for this guy that doesn't really amount to anything. It just blows up in his face, literally. And again, I'm not sure if that works or not.
So, if I have to be critical, there is a thing I think that this has with in common with the book is that you always feel like Flag has a plan. I don't know what the plan is,
Yeah.
but also isn't that how evil people usually are? It's like they win you in with like, I have a plan. I'm not gonna tell you. Because I think part of it is that like he can't put that plan into place with the good side still alive.
Yeah, well, and they imply, at least in the show version, that he's building like an army with like planes and missiles and shit, and he wants to kill them, like he wants to wipe them all out. He
Yeah,
doesn't
and
have
you
yet
do
to get
see
that
some of
far.
that. I think this stuff right here is the most like '90s TV movie I've ever seen.
Yes. MON. That's not what it spells. Shut up,
Shut
Tom.
up! It does. MOON. That spells Robert. I should just start saying that in our Discord chats with no context. Maybe 3 people will get it.
And we might be at the end of episode 2 here.
I think you're right. She said the thing, Robert.
Oh my god. Yeah, so do you want to pause it?
Yeah,
Yeah, so I am at 2:57:40 for anybody watching or
that
following
sounds
along
about
later.
right. Yeah.
No, at the portrayal.